Refreshing takes forever. In the meantime, we'll do this. We also have a $10 donation from Kayla. As someone who suffers from super bad anxiety, watching speedruns is actually super soothing for some reason. Money to runner's choice. Got $5 from Micah. I love the Kingdom Hearts series, and seeing a speedrun of it is kind of blowing my mind. Let's see. Looks like Ventus is currently winning with 17:05.25. Terra is close behind at 16:36.77. And Aqua is now a fairly distant third at 11:36.69. But there's still time to bump Aqua straight up with just one big donation, so I know Ventus is up by $70. Okay, let's get through a few more of these. We have a $50 donation from Private Point Blank. Go for the underdog Terra. Cheers to Spike and Hobbs on the couch. Cutting it off now. Cool. Okay, looks like we're doing one more refresh and cutting it off. Looks like right now we're at Aqua third place with 11:36.69. Terra in second with 16:36.77, which leaves Ventus in first at 17:05.25. Great job, everyone. I'm sure he is perfectly excited for this. No.
I wanted you guys to be live before you did that.
Sorry. You can really see like his tier list of what he likes to see all three characters.
Okay, so we are about to get going on Birth by Sleep Final Mix HD. And let's get started and hand it over to the runners.
Aqua's on the left. Yeah! Ventus is in the middle. Me.
All right.
And
Yeah.
Terra's on the end. Please don't.
As Freddie just said, Ventus won.
We're playing
Yeah.
meh.
All right,
So we're playing
let's
meh.
go. All right, so what was the total between those three that was raised on that bid war? Like $4,000?
44.78.
Wow.
Thank you all
That's
so
awesome,
much.
folks.
That really is.
It's a lot more than it was last time I
Ventus
saw
was
it.
at $65 when that run started, and it is now over $1,700. That's crazy.
Real quick while we're loading the game up, Adam, you want to explain why you just had to switch your PS4 profile?
Yeah, so there are certain cutscenes in this game that are optional, depending on which character you play first, second, and third. So I have one profile set up for each character to skip the extra cutscene or cutscenes that you may get. Yeah.
I also wanted to very quickly give Kiwi behind me shout-outs because she was like ready to jump in and take my place on commentary on a moment's notice today because I was like pretty sick earlier, and I think she did a great job like preparing and
Yeah, thank
jumping
God,
in
because
when
then it
she
would have
did,
been
so.
just me here.
So thanks a lot, Kiwi, for helping out with that and with all the commentary.
Yeah.
All right, so we have some notes about a very
Yeah,
important part of the game.
For anyone who
So
may
I'm
have
gonna
noticed,
hold
I
this for
I was gone during Hollow Bastion
He
2
needs to read.
because I forgot my notebook for this game. Had to run back to the hotel room to get it. So I'm going to use those now.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, I'm Atzero, or as these guys will call me Adam, and this is Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix HD Critical Mode Level 1 Ventus, played on the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 collection. And now I'm done with my notes.
PS4 Pro SSD. No more notes for the rest of the run.
Okay.
And the nice thing is, if you mess up menus, I can actually help you on this one.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, with all this Kingdom Hearts speedrunning tonight, we're never going to gain a level. We're staying on level 1 as well. So whenever you guys are ready, we're going to not get any levels for a while.
Also, while they're setting up, shout out to Chrono23.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Did-
Chrono
For
23.
everyone in the
shout out
community, he's still alive.
Yeah. We see him once a year on camera, and it's right here.
Just to confirm he's still around. Shouts to him for buying me those Where's Waldo books earlier for that gag.
Oh, I need to go back and watch that. I was dead asleep during that interview.
Solid interview.
Yeah, thanks for running that one. I was supposed to help out with that. All right, well, whenever PX says we're good to go, we're good to go. So,
All
Adam.
right, so 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Woo!
Woo!
Ventus!
First time he's ever been in a marathon.
Yeah. This is for those who couldn't hear Poexel behind me. This is the RPG Ventus everyone's been wanting since 2 years ago.
And now I choose Aqua.
I don't care. Thanks for the money.
So Ventus is Adam's least favorite because he has to actually move to him. In the character.
Terra's optimal, dude.
Just
Just
at the
bam.
bottom. So Aqua's at the bottom. She's my favorite.
Yeah, but she's still shorter.
Anyway. So, orbs.
Yeah, we start off with an orbs fight, which is really a big mess. But Adam is actually one of the few people who's like, I'm never going to reset to this area. He tries to open off with a shot lock between 10 and 11 hits here. Generally 11, I think.
Yeah.
And then he's going to be trying to take out, that takes out most of the first wave. Take out the second wave as quick as he can. He doesn't often use too many commands here, other than maybe Strike Raid. Quick Blitz is useful for knocking one orb really far away, which can potentially knock it into the others. But you can also have to chase it down, like what just happened. So a quick shot lock there to chase that one down. Now he's going to be probably using another shot lock if these kind of troll him a little bit after using that finisher.
What knocks them away is either one of his commands, like a quick blitz or a finisher. So you can see, can be nice because it can knock the orbs into other orbs, exploding them as well.
Yeah,
so there you go.
fun.
Very nice.
Good
Yeah.
fight.
Good opening fight. Good opening fight. Yeah, that's right.
Now,
Those are
memorize
orbs.
that UI in the bottom left because we're going to talk about it real quick.
Yeah.
For those of you who are familiar with Kingdom Hearts but not for Birth by Sleep, or are familiar with or not familiar with Kingdom Hearts at all, this game uses a bit of a different way of attacking and using your magic and stuff like that. What the game does is it gives you a series of commands, and it gives you a deck in which you can put those commands. And so it's kind of almost like a card system to a certain degree, where you're going to build your deck of commands, and those are the abilities and attacks you're going to be able to use during your fights. So right now he's going to actually be switching it up from his default deck to putting in Sliding Dash instead of Quick Blitz, and also putting on 0 XP to make sure we stay at level 1 the whole run. Not only are we doing that because it's a fun challenge, but it's actually the fastest way to run both Ventus and Aqua, is to do it on critical mode, the highest difficulty, and level 1. He's going to sell that Quick Blitz because we don't need it anymore, as well as the arrow, in order to buy a 3 ethers and a blizzard, right?
2 ethers and a blizzard.
3 of those.
Oh, it was 3? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Looked like 2. Okay.
3 ethers and a blizzard. The blizzard's going to be useful later. The 3 ethers are going to be useful for the boss of this world. Picks up that mini chest there. It's going to be useful in the next fight, but also for selling later. And then he uses some specific spacing there to break that first box, because normally if you get too close to some of these boxes, they start running around like crazy. Now, Ventus just did that weird power-up animation thing. That put him into what is called a command style. When you use certain commands and build up that bar that you see above the command deck or below the words fever pitch, it'll put you into a different command style, which gives you access to different attacks like Surge. He now has built up that command bar again, that command gauge one more time, which lets him get to the finisher of the fever pitch command style, which is called fever pitch. He's going to save that finisher for this minecart coming up while he's still using only commands instead of regular attacks to take out the rest of these boxes.
It's really kind of a beautiful routing exhibition going on right here.
There's the fever pitch finisher. Takes out that card in one shot as opposed to needing several commands. But yeah, continue on, Spike.
No, yeah, it's just within this, there's so much routing to it like we like to use in RPGs. Just routing out when I'm going to get these hits as I'm building up this meter or this command gauge on the side. Make sure I save it for certain spots, and then utilizing your different commands like Sliding Dash and Strike Raid.
Yeah,
very interesting.
And
It's very annoying targeting that last box with all those sleds surrounding it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
Making
man.
sure he doesn't lock onto that stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of intricacies to all that.
So now he's going to put those Ethers, Mini, and Blizzard that he got all in that last area into his command deck. So you can see on the left side, they're now there. You also see that light blue bar moving to the right and almost completely filling up that bar until right now. That's because every time you use a command, it goes on cooldown for a while and has to actually recharge. And whenever you also put new commands in, they have to recharge as well.
All right, so now he's got to escort Snow White. I'll let you probably get to a few more of the specifics, but the basic idea is if there are any of these unversed, which are the heartless of this game, in front of Snow White, she will not move. Mini is a great ability because it makes them tiny, and then you can just walk into them or run over them, and they're going to die.
Yeah, and the main thing here is trying to like minimize the amount of time in which Snow White is near these trees, or stopped completely by the unversed. Because if she's near the trees, then they'll actually come to life like this, and you'll have to defend her from them. And so he's going to have to do that for both these trees here. He was able to skip the first one, though, which is really good, and not always, you know, super easy to do. He's now going to be progressing on, having to take out a few more floods here, which are the shadows of this game. And Snow White's going to walk up to this second to last set of trees.
Trying to push that guy out of the way because, again, you're seeing Snow White kind of ran past that spawn area.
He also stood in front of Snow White for just a brief moment in order to make this go a little bit faster right there. Just make that kind of pop up and more.
Two more waves right here. Getting that mini in, walk.
Yeah. Mini shrinks all your enemies. You can just walk right over him. Really nice.
I love mini casually.
Yeah, Mini's pretty cool. And we're also done with Mini. Yeah.
Yeah, great ability. Bye.
You'll see he lines up his abilities really well, like Strike Rate and Blizzard, because it goes right through enemies, so you can get damage on 2 enemies at once or more, whoever's in the line of the attack.
Right. Now we're heading straight into the boss of this world. I'll let Spike talk a bit more of this.
Yeah, the Mad Treant boss. Basically, all those ethers we picked up, we're going to be utilizing all 4 of them in this fight. Shotlock is this, it's pretty good for casual play especially. You're going to see that meter down, or that the Shotlock gauge down there in the bottom left corner. You see he can go up to 15. When he gets to 11, he wants to stop there. There's actually no difference with Flame Salvo at this point between 11 and 15. So each time he uses the ether, it's going to refill up his focus gauge. He's going to get to use it again. By going to 15, all you're doing is just wasting more of your focus gauge.
Yeah, so to talk more about the UI in the bottom right, as Spike is alluding to, there is a gauge down there. It says focus right there. And it builds up over time by attacking and stuff, but also by using those ethers, which is why we bought so many of them. You're also invulnerable while using shot locks, which is really useful for when the boss jumps like that. Now Blizzard and a couple attacks should finish him off. There we go. Good fight.
I wanted that mini usage.
I had that sliding dash in the opposite direction since I forgot to get back on ether.
Okay. So right there you also notice one of the upgrades he just got there for winning that fight was upgrading his deck capacity. One benefit of being on critical mode is, and one of the big ones, is that you get 2 extra slots right at the beginning of the game. So where normally you would start with only 3 open slots, you start this with 5. The max you're going to get to is 8. So you just get to that maximum a lot earlier. You get a lot more options for how to cut through enemies' health. Now comes one of the just more frustrating parts of the run for sure. We're going to have to get a grind here.
Yeah.
You
So
want to explain what he's
this
going
is the
for?
unfortunate part of the run. This is where your resets generally happen, and this is where he's, of course, going to get perfect or terrible luck because this is a marathon. Before that, though, he's going to be selling some of those commands we're not going to be using anymore, picking up another sliding dash, mainly for movement, as well as 3 sleeps and some 3 blizzards and 4 sleeps. And the sleeps won't come into play right away, but the blizzards will be pretty useful fairly soon. First, he needs to kill some floods here, because he's going to need to target one that's up above him.
Yeah.
And do a cool little attack like that to jump up there a little bit earlier than you're expected to.
Yeah, skipping over having to go around this whole other area down there to get up here.
Yeah.
Because what the game wants us to do is make Cinderella a new dress. So we have to come in here and get these 5 pieces, and normally you'd have to do a bunch to get up to there. Does a little movement trick right there.
Yeah,
Still didn't fall down. He doesn't want to spawn any enemies.
Really difficult to skip that ledge grab there.
Now he's going to pick up, this is the second to last piece of the dress. There's one more sitting over there on the sofa.
And now he just used what's called a D-Link. So you see on the right side, you see Snow White's face, and you see this D-Link bar above Ventus's head going down and down. D-Links are kind of like your summons in this game, and you need that bar to be full to start it, and then you can stay in the D-Link all the way until the bar goes completely down. Unlike the summons in Cage 1, you can actually extend the life of the D-Link by picking up blue little D-Link shards, as you'll see him walk over right now. What he's looking for during this grind, because you might think, why are we grinding? It's level 1. He's looking for those flower-type looking things, or stars, which are D-Link upgrades. So he reverted after getting that upgrade, and then picked up some more orbs to be able to fill back up to D-Link too. And that upgrade gives him more abilities from that D-Link. He's also looking to get 4 fleeting crystals from this fight, or 3 minimum. He just got 2, right?
Yes.
And it turns out that the Snow White D-Link helps us get those upgrades. He's going to have to get at least 1 more, which means he already knows he's going to have to leave this room and come back, because only the Shoegazers will give them to you. And he's already killed all 6 in this room. However, he has 1 more D-Link he needs to upgrade as well. And unfortunately, the game's not being very nice, so he's still 2 D-Link upgrades away for Terra.
Yeah, two D-Link upgrades for Terra and 1 fleeting crystal minimum. If he can get another one, it's beneficial.
The main reason we want the D-Link upgrades for Terra is for the boss of this world. But again, first she goes into Snow White because her command Grumpy is also the same as a command called Treasure Raid, which will allow you to have higher drop chance when killing enemies.
And again, this technique he's using by reverting out, he's leaving these little like blue crystals on the ground, which that's what gives him back the D-Link. You need to have a full D-Link gauge to use another one.
So again, being in Terra is just because he wants those upgrades right now. He ideally would get another fleeting crystal, but it looks like it's not going to happen this time. He did, however, get that first of 2 D-Link upgrades for Terra, so hopefully he cannot have to leave the room again.
Yeah, he kind of jumped off instinctively, it looks like, to maybe possibly try to use Snow White.
He wanted to
get
use
another
0
one.
gravity,
Yeah.
but he didn't have 0 gravity. Or did you not have it yet? Or
No,
you just-
I forgot if he has it by default on level 1.
Right,
It's level
yeah.
1.
Got a Wellspring crystal drop there, that helps, right?
Okay, there's our
skip a
second
chest
upgrade. So the nice thing is he didn't quite get all of the fleeting crystals he wanted, but he got the minimum required number, and he's not going to have to leave the room again or fight any more enemies.
Yeah.
I like how we completely ignored the fact that he was on a giant ball of yarn the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what he did right there is he's going into Terra and he's switching it to his level 1 finisher.
Yeah.
Which is going to help us stun this boss command, which is a big old cat. It's Lucifer. Yeah, it's PS4 did some interesting things to this fight. What he's going to be looking for here is to get into critical health, which will allow us to do more damage with Sonic Raid coming up.
Yeah, due to the ability Berserk. So he got hit there. I don't think...
No.
Yeah, that was not the
I wanted
damage
to
he
go
wanted.
for it once, but
Yeah. He could just bail out of it and go into the Sonic Raid, but it's not going to be dealing nearly
Right.
as much damage.
Adam, like, due to the estimate he gave and everything, he really wants to show off, as many strats as he can. So don't be surprised if we see those kinds of things sometimes where he just goes for it. So, again, in the Terra D-Link, and now this is where PS4 tainted this fight horribly. He's going to be stun locking this boss, though, and then constantly using the Sonic Blade to just hit him right in the butt.
Yep. PS4 exclusive, man.
Now, he uses the finisher from the Terra D-Link to be able to keep that stun lock going while he's waiting for the 2 Sonic Blades in the deck to come off cooldown. Okay.
Yeah, again, this would be doing more damage if he had gotten into crit health, but you need to get lucky with how Lucifer hits you, so.
But still finished him off.
Yeah, there's both that slap down on the ground, and then there's like a swipe he can use. I think
Yeah,
ideally
you
wanna
want
see-
him to do the swipe 2 times, but he didn't do it at all.
Or at least 1 out of the 2.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go here to all the characters start off with these 3 worlds are unlocked. Dwarf Woodlands, the Enchanted Dominion, and the Castle of Dreams.
Even though they actually do them in all different orders.
Right.
So we mentioned he picked up the slide dashes before. As you can see, they're really useful for movement. That's pretty much the main reason we've got them. They are fairly nice for some gap closing in fights sometimes, but for the most part, it's just because of this movement.
And you want to make sure that enemies aren't on screen, otherwise Ventus or whichever character you're using instinctively wants to attack the enemy that's on screen. A little minor piece of tech to it is you actually want to use the sliding dash and end while hitting an enemy, which makes you land on the ground faster, and then you can start moving forward sooner.
Yeah.
It's supposed to that little float to the ground at the end.
It's a really cool thing that he'll go for a lot, especially right here, although these enemies have been dodging him lately. There it is. Went right through him, so you see he had to float to the ground. Super minor, but one of those cool little speed tech things. So
Nook's explain in the next fight why the Terra D-Link has a downside.
yeah, so
Yeah.
Terra D-Link, either off of its level 1 or level 2 upgrade, gives you this passive ability called Auto Guard, which is pretty cool because it'll just guard enemy attacks for you
Auto.
without having to press square. In this game, you do get guard by default, so you can't guard things. However, in this fight, it will get you killed, unfortunately, because there are archers and melee attackers in this fight, and if your auto guard from the Terra D-Link turns on while you're in front of a melee guy and an archer hits you from behind, you're going to die. So going into the Terra D-Link again to use the Sonic Blade here.
They're going to be kind of spawning staggered, like, from each side.
Nice D-Link drop again.
Let's go
That
for
was
level
auto
3.
going.
Yeah. So that wasn't him pressing square at all. That was just the Terra D-Link does that for you. Now, he wants to have these enemies grouped up when using the finisher that gets built up after the Sonic Blade, because it does kill quite a few of them very easily.
And to know, for anyone who wondered, again, it denotes whether you have the upgrades. If you look at Terra's icon right above Ventus, he's got the 2 little circles, those 2 other little icons with him. That's the max each D-Link can be. And again, that changes a lot of just the stuff that can be in each of their decks, like the pre-made decks that come for them.
So this fight's going pretty well so far. He hasn't been really trolled by auto guard too much. Well, I had to say
Way to
something. You can be hit out of your Sonic Blade, and it's pretty scary.
To note, the D-Link gauge is getting pretty low. Once that runs out, he's going to lose this Terra D-Link.
Yeah,
Should have him
actually.
almost done.
Yeah,
Ish.
last 2.
Yeah, so this finisher should hopefully almost take him
Oh,
out. There
right.
we go.
Yeah, barely held on to that long enough. Those goons, both for Ventus and Aqua, are very, very annoying. Some of the most dangerous enemies in the game. Because everything two-shots you. It's level 1 again.
Just like level 1 in KH1, you could die to basically any fight here.
Yeah.
So now he's going to be doing a new menu where he's going to be doing something called melding. This is basically your fusion in the game. You level up your commands as you keep them equipped and fight enemies. And so he is melding 2 commands together, in this case his blizzards, with the fleeting crystals that he picked up earlier in order to both get a Blizzara out of each one and also have that Blizzara have a special ability on it called Magic Haste. And that just makes your magic ability, or your magic commands, come off cooldown quicker. Because he only got 3 fleeting crystals earlier instead of the 4 that he was hoping for, he's gonna die.
Full health. Smacked him and he's dead.
So he had to go get an optional, or not optional, but he had to go get a chest that had a fleeting crystal because he was unlucky earlier, and that's why we hate doing it, because you can easily die while trying for it.
Let's try this again. All right.
Almost got hit by an archer.
Yeah, I noticed that. So now he slide dashes over and picks up a Tornado Strike, which we're never actually going to equip, but just use for selling.
Sells for like 1,350 money or something.
In
A
the
lot.
meantime, he's on his way to the worst fight in the game. The only real thing to explain about this before we get into the fight is that if you look at his command deck right now, you see a balloon letter. Scrolled up one. You see that balloon? You
This
see
is
that
for me, not
balloon
you.
letter? The balloon letter is an item.
That'd make you look bad.
It's an item that will refund your D-Link gauge. So he's going to do that. Let's get in one fast donation, Freddie, before this fight starts.
Okay, looks like we have a $25 from Kyle Denny. As streamer, do you get Ultimate Weapon this run? Towards Biz's run. All jokes aside, it was a great run. Take care, man. Money goes towards Ven because who wants to see Bland Girl or Anakin Skywalker in KH?
All right, so he threw that balloon letter to get his D-Link back, then going into the Snow White D-Link. The main reason here is that it's got a really nice finisher that we can use to damage Maleficent a lot. And it turns out that getting into crit health will actually fill your command gauge in Snow White. He had a little bit unfortunate timing with his attack there. He was hoping to force Maleficent out of that attack. And now he's sitting in the center. If he stays near Maleficent here, he knows that she'll always try to slap him twice. So there's the second one. And he can use the Sweet 7 finisher from Snow White. The 3rd time she will teleport in place, and then the 4th time she teleports away and will do something random, often thunder. So now we hit her again to force her to teleport away. What we want is for Maleficent to teleport to the top. She's unfortunately constantly teleporting to the middle. It's the second best option here. And if he ever moved too far away from Maleficent while she's in the center, she'll use this long sleep attack. Whoa.
That can happen.
Okay. Yeah. Knocking her up is actually pretty nice. But now,
She's
now she's
DMing.
going to use her Galaxy DM. This is really scary, and yeah.
Yeah, this is a good idea, because he only needs the end for some damage, and this will give him iframes through it.
So now, hopefully, before
see
she
you, girl.
teleports, nice.
I hate this fight.
That almost looked like the next one starting that
yeah.
hit her.
I learned these 3 categories just kind of building up to Limburg, and Adam was always in a call with me, always very nice enough to teach me about this. And I said, what is your least favorite fight across all these characters? And he said, that one right there.
To not have a death on that is pretty awesome, not going to lie.
It's simply because of how little control you have in the fight.
And you don't have a cure once you're into Snow White's D-Link, right?
You
You
do, but
can.
you can't
But it
use
would pull you
because-
out of your crit health.
Yeah.
Okay, so those sleeps we put on earlier, Habs, why do we have those sleeps on?
Yeah, so it's kind of weird that 2 out of the 3 characters can really cheese their fights with Vanitas, and this just happens to be with the one that we're going to do with Ventus. The first he's going to actually die because this is a forced, kind of death.
What's nice about
or,
crit is cool, we did it. All right,
yeah.
we died.
You either have to deal a certain amount of damage or just die in that first phase, and now in the second phase, he's going to use those sleeps to hopefully keep Vanitas completely stun-locked.
And let Mickey do basically all the damage here.
And the main reason is that Vanitas, when you do attacks, he can just ignore your attacks or he can teleport out of them. So now that he's got him slept once, he's going to stagger his sleeps a little bit to constantly keep him slept and constantly have a sleep off of cooldown. He also used some attacks and a sliding dash there to get into the fever pitch command style once again that we saw back at Dwarf Woodlands. That is just so he can get a little bit of extra chip damage in between all these sleeps, whereas in reality, Mickey is doing the majority of the damage in this fight.
Your party members are actually very useful throughout these runs. They just do a ton of damage, actually.
And now that he has the fever pitch finisher built up, he wants to make sure that he actually doesn't use it and he just lets Mickey do all the damage until he gets Vanitas very low.
This timing is also more tight than you would think to keep this in sleep. And see
there you
ya.
go. Adam recently introduced a 4th sleep instead of a 3 sleep method into that fight, which makes it much nicer, and it was a really good routing decision.
Because it's a lot of it is the spacing of how long my other sleep is still building
On
back
cooldown,
up
yeah.
on cooldown to make sure it's spaced properly.
So now we're going to Radiant Garden, which is Hall Bastion, for those who are familiar with that. It's also more or less your hub world, I'd say. You don't really come here that often in these games, but
Also, this part's awesome.
yeah, that's just a thing you can do.
Went to the Cinderella D-Link, and she has a command called
Enchanted Step.
Yes.
You got it.
Good job.
I had to learn that a couple
It
times.
took
so we
2
got
weeks.
I was going to call it Wishing Circle or whatever. She's got 3, and I couldn't remember it.
Yeah.
But
Enchanted Step is kind of similar to Slide Dash in that it kind of charges at your enemies. But if it turns out that if your enemy that you're locked onto is really high above you, then Enchanted Step will just go flying up in the air like you saw. That's going to come into play one more time later in the run.
So I remembered while walking to this chest, I didn't.
That you got the wellspring. I was actually going to ask. I was
I
like,
didn't
is this
notice
the
it.
wellspring?
Yeah, it was as I was walking towards it that I remembered.
Yeah. Wellspring Crystal is one that you can get during the grind, but don't always get consistently. So
And that's another thing we're going to meld later for, I believe, once more.
It's once more a second chance. I know
One or
it's
the
a-
other, yeah.
The
We'll explain
sustainability.
what those are, because we didn't really get into it with Business Run, because that was not a part of Kingdom Hearts 1.
yeah. For now, selling some more commands. This is where even if you had a bad grind, it can kind of help you out because you could sell more binds that you might have picked up. And buying some magnets and some thunders.
Yeah.
And this is going to be one of our primary ways of dealing with any unversed mob fights. He's also putting on high jump, which is just nice, and lets you grab some ledges you otherwise couldn't.
So the unfortunate thing with Magnets and Thunders, what's great about them is you can control mob fights much better. You're coming up on
Stop.
here. He's going to throw up a magnet. It keeps them all like that. And you use Thunders, and it just sucks them all up. Magnets, though, are pretty weak, just kind of range-wise. You have to get right in the middle of a bunch of enemies. We're trying to build them up in order to put 2 Magnets together and 2 Thunders together to get Magneras and Thundaras.
Yeah, because to reiterate, your commands level up as you use them in combat. Or not even use them, but just have them equipped in combat. So you can see Flame Salvo, which is his shot lock that he was using earlier. How did that guy live?
Good question.
With all this help.
Flame Salvo leveled up. We'll be seeing the Magnets and Thunders level up really soon. Goes into Mickey D-Link here because Mickey has 2 sliding dashes. That's all.
That's the only reason why we ever use him. And again, you're sitting here maybe thinking like, oh, okay.
There's
well,
the level
yeah.
up, by the way.
You're not leveling up Ventus ever, but you are leveling up those commands.
Yeah. Because normally you can also level up your character.
You also lied. We use Mickey D-Link for one fight.
You got time for a quick
That's
donation?
true. Yeah, real
Yes.
fast. Or
Okay.
actually, you got a couple.
Okay, so we got Ramsrock39, $5. Go Adam Go. Even though, as you know, I'm depressed we get the one character that doesn't fight him. Here are your magic mirror emotes I promise I'd send. Good luck on the run. How unfortunate. Mirror Champ, Mirror Game, Mirrorgasm, Mirror OP, Mirror Sleeper, and everyone who doesn't have FFZ's favorite, Spirit of the Magic Mirror looking out his magic mirror.
Oh, jeez.
So all those fleeting crystals you picked up in the grind, if you put them with those Magneras and those Thundaras, the benefit of it is that it gives you magic haste.
Yeah, even more than the 2 we did earlier.
Right.
So now his magic comes off cooldown pretty fast.
Yeah.
And now we come into the second worst fight, most likely, of the run, which is Trinity Armor.
You fight him in all 3 of the character's stories. He's kind of the midway boss in all ways. And Adam thinks this is by far the worst for Ventus.
Yeah, the main thing about this fight is that something about the ports to PS3, PS4 added invisible hitboxes into this fight, and so occasionally some invisible lasers and stuff. So it's just not a fun fight. Main thing at the beginning here is that he's going to dash at all 3 of the characters and always in the same order. So Adam knows that he's free to get into this new command style called Thunderbolt and build all the way up to that Thunderbolt finisher. Now the Trinity Armor is going to use this laser attack, and he's going to use the Thunderbolt finisher to dodge the laser the first time. He's going to dodge roll through it the second time, which is very precise timing. He's now going to dodge roll through it again and try to break as many pieces as he can. If he gets luckier, he can kill the legs quicker, but he killed the torso, which is really nice. And now he's killed the legs, so that's already pretty fast. He has to be careful here because this can kill him very easily.
And
he's
he's
mashing guard
invincible
out.
during those white lasers.
And now there's one more laser attack from just the head. He's looking at the shadow here because it turns out the Terra and Aqua will actually push Ventus on, like away from his current position and potentially right to the laser.
Which is a one-shot.
He also used Blizzard primarily in that while he was building up that command gauge in order to get into the Diamond Dust command style, which just does a little bit more damage with his finisher than the Thunderbolt 1 does. Now this attack could be a little scary, so he's using the Flame Salvo shot lock to actually finish him off.
Yeah, ideally you kill him with the Diamond Dust finisher, but he had more than half of our health left, so it wouldn't have killed him, and I'd likely die from being that close to him.
You rely on a lot of damage from your party members in that fight, and since that's not consistent, he didn't want to risk going for the Diamond Dust finisher right away.
Yeah, for reference, you saw him, again, that first spinning around laser attack that he did when he had all 3 of his parts. For Aqua and Terra, they just have a lot more ways to deal a lot more damage there, so you usually can kill him right as he's about to start that laser phase. Adam right there had to see all of it, basically.
So now he's going back into Mickey D-Link again, using a cool mechanic of entering a command style zips you to the ground, or D-Link rather, zips you to the ground. And then he used the one slide dash and the second slide dash from Mickey there. Now we go into the last fight of Radiant Guard, which is
mob fight.
Force mob fight.
And you'll be able to see more so, again, we leveled up all those Magnets and Thunders earlier. Now they really come into play. If you're like in the general vicinity of Vanitas, that's going to catch them all, which is great for these idiots.
Ventus.
Ventus, what I just said Vanitas.
Yeah, it's
Whatever.
confusing. We would talk about the story, but we don't want to.
We have a $25 donation from Bullfrog. Party on Wayne. We also have a $100 donation from Anonymous, a $50 donation from Anonymous, and another $100 donation from Anonymous. I love what you guys are doing. Keep it up.
Yeah, cool little strat at the end there with the magnet. Thunderbolts.
Because that one tank taking so long to come in with the vest, I had to use Thunderbolt.
Yeah, that's why he kind of waits there for a second to allow them to, because they're naturally going to come towards you.
Yeah. Magnet in this game works pretty similar to how it does in like Kingdom Hearts 2, where anytime an enemy re-enters a magnet, it will take damage. Even though it's not a lot of damage, it takes damage every time it enters it. So if you have 4 enemies in a magnet, they're all constantly pushing each other out of it, especially when you use something like Thunder on them. to push them out of the magnet even further. So they'll constantly take damage from the thunder and the magnet, and it's a real good time. Mickey D-Link again for some sliding dashes on the way out of there.
Sad music.
Oh yeah, do we want to ask?
2 seconds of sad music.
Want to ask Chad about a Keyblade to equip?
Oh,
you guys
sure.
you guys can explain how Keyblades mean nothing in this game on level 1.
Yo, Freddie, can you pop up that Twitch chat real quick? What's just pick a Keyblade they want us to use. If they don't know what it's exactly called, just one from one of the worlds. Because yeah, so your Keyblade you have on level 1 does not matter.
Yeah.
The Keyblade he's got on right now is his base Keyblade, and he would, in a normal run, have that on the rest of the game. So, first Keyblade we hear from one of those worlds, we'll just throw it on. We get to do this mini game.
Well, before we do
Looks
the
like
mini game,
the first one was
Oh,
Ultima.
yeah.
we don't have Ultima.
How about Oblivion?
Nope.
Okay, so this is an awesome trick.
Fairy
Explain it
Stars.
real quick.
Fairy Stars we have.
Fairy
Okay.
Stars it is. Okay.
So we're going to use that Enchanted Step again, as well as some very precise manipulation of that flood
Chat's
to
going
fly
crazy now.
up here. Normally, so now he's picked up the ability Super Glide. Normally, you would have to have Glide to actually get Super Glide, and you would have to go through like the sewer area and stuff to like get over there. But instead, we could just do that and sequence break it. It's really cool.
Yeah, so it doesn't actually save a ton of time having Super Glide. It wasn't even a strat on PS3, but now that the load times are so much better on PS4, now it's worth it.
And now everyone's favorite minigame.
This is the best minigame of all time.
Ventus is the minigame character. So
Should we just try to talk a lot to see if we can mess Adam up during the minigame?
I think we could. So, yeah, what's been your favorite part
So
of RPG
I think it's
Olympics?
really good when you tell people that their timing is really off a lot. And you need to
Yeah,
make sure that you
like-
press it like now and earlier and later.
Screw
and
it up. Yeah,
all that kind of
right.
thing.
We were out there. Like, I was out there, and Cosmic was playing DDR. I'm pretty sure he was just like... just smacking the ground a lot. This is just like a story I'm even telling right now. It's kind of crazy.
All jokes aside, he's going for 1,100 points here. That's all he needs. Around 1050 or so is actually all he needs to get to progress the game from here. So I already don't think we messed him up even enough to.
His combo's
be any
full
kind of
right
problem.
now, so...
yeah, if I don't miss a combo, it's
Yeah.
a pretty free minigame.
Yeah.
So this is the shortest of the 3 like mini games you have to do for the characters, but Ven also has some other mini games.
Just a note from Trinity Armor, the last boss, we don't fight another boss for about 15 minutes after him. So
And the reason why he wasn't just bad there at the end, he intentionally just gave it up because it's a little faster to get cool instead of like excellent.
fantastic,
Fantastic, yeah.
plus the less ice cream that's on the screen when it zooms out, the less time it stays on them.
Oh, okay.
So save.
But yeah,
frames.
this is why Adam was like, Ventus is not my favorite to do because you got 15 minutes before another boss
You
fight.
have a minigame, a mob fight, a boss minigame, and then you end the run with another boss minigame.
What's rough? What's worst about this fight? Again, you got these Magneras, these Sundaras, cool. Zac and Herc can knock them out of your Magneras and Thunders, just away from range of them. So you'd rather they just don't do it. We're back to the cage style of I hope my party members just leave the fight.
On top of that, we're also trying to still level up commands, and if the party members actually take the kills, then we don't get the experience on our commands. It looks like we're totally fine though.
Those jellies are some of the absolute worst enemies in the game because if they decide to come at you, they basically one-shot you.
A few more to finish off this fight.
That should...
And there we go.
Nice.
So now all that's going to happen is he's going to go talk to Hercules, and he's going to have to do a little bit of an earn mini game similar to Cage 2. He's going to have to do an earn mini game and in 2 phases. The first one, he only has to get 15 points, and then that's it. It's just kind of proving himself. The second one, he actually needs to beat Hercules, but it's really easy to beat Hercules. So we've got quite a bit of time for donations right after he gets on this barrel here. Bam.
Bam.
Okay.
Start the day.
So first we got $40 from Obi-Wan. I have the high ground, Anakin.
Okay.
We got $50 from Green Boots. This is from Business Run. Here's to world record on Kurt Ziza %.
He took your barrel.
We have $25 from LLK. LLK here. Love that completely swirly Oathkeeper cutscene. I'm pretty sure that scene is what it's like inside Tetsuya Nomura's head 24/7. I noticed French Toast donated to name Valiford Jazz in World of Final Fantasy, but the name fell behind for a bit. Hey look, I'm a total attention seeker. Help me get that name into a commanding lead, everyone. It's for a great cause after all. We have $20 from S. Zenogre. I just can't let Ventus win. I need to get some Terranort in my life. Unfortunately, you were unsuccessful, sorry to say. Also, good job to everyone at the event.
Real quick, if you're a fan of like Ratchet and Clank, that's actually James Arnold Taylor voicing voicing Hercules, which I always thought was kind of cool. He does a lot of Disney characters.
Well, he was a jerk there, though. He knocked you out.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so we have a $50 donation from the Lazy Geek. Adam,
Hello,
just so I can say I tried, here's $50 towards Aqua.
Thanks,
And as a
Connor.
wise speedrunner once said, it's like a 1 in a million chance that you actually get a deal. Skilled Teams does bridge movies, our young bands when animals gone home, and in command to speed and thank you.
What?
Good luck on the run. That's what I read.
I don't even.
That sounds like Connor.
I don't even. Finally, we have $30 from Insano. Hey all, I'm proud to support a great cause and to be a little heartless and make sure that Venrun has to be done. Why can't Ventus do cartwheels? He's unversed in physical activities. I'll
The
see myself
puns.
out.
You still got 45 seconds, man. Keep
This is
it
a
rolling.
Let's do
46
this.
minute speed run and 49, and 3 of it is this.
We have $20 from Anonymous. We have $5 from Dell. So finally, the Eventus we have been waiting for, question mark.
The event.
I think that might have been a typo. Not sure. I'll have to ask Dell later. And finally, we have one that I'm going to really try to pronounce correctly from Jersiv for $2. Das letzte Mal Monstreicher bei Germensch, das ist der Chaos, die eine oder andere Spende wert. Danke für die jahrelange Mitarbeit und Rummel. P.S. Wie sollt du heißen? Ein Rummel für unseren Kommentator, der Wild Child. Thank you.
I recognize Germensch,
yeah.
Vivi, and
Yeah,
PS.
clap for Freddie.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, good job.
I bet Greetings from Germany was in there somewhere.
Somewhere, for sure.
So the characters in this game have some unique walking animations.
Yeah. He was just showing that off during it. All right, so now... Oh, okay, sorry. I got a bit confused
I
by
didn't
what you
have
were
enough
doing.
money.
Yeah, that was weird. He had to sell a few commands because he didn't have a lot of money from earlier. So now he picked up an Asuna and a new block, which means he's going to be able to meld some more things, including a Thunder to get a Thundara, and a Asuna block to get a Renewal block. Ideally, he would have 2 Soothing Crystals to put on those, which would also give him HP boosts, but he didn't get either.
Yeah, they dropped from the Floods, the basic enemy in this game, and I didn't get a single one.
Yeah, that was really weird. It's pretty rare that you don't get at least one. So less HP than normal, but hopefully shouldn't be a problem.
Real quick, what's Runner's Choice?
The Sora medal in World of Final Fantasy. We need to extend the KH block.
And No Heart was met through all of that,
was,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
So we put so much on the bid for it. So right here, Magnet's actually better than ever using Thundara or anything. He also wants to stay away from Herc. He doesn't want to attack or anything because he might end up using his reaction command.
Yeah, I can never dodge roll in this fight because otherwise it will use his reaction command, which just wastes time.
So Magnet does enough. The jellies all have very low health, so he can move around, just kill enough like that.
I also have to admit, changing Keyblades, the sound effect threw me off at first. I'm not used to doing a different Keyblade.
All right, so one more world in this set.
Yep, heading deep space where we get our minigame boss that Adam was talking about before. This is really a terrible minigame. It really sucks. You have to just constantly hit this guy. It's a set number of hits that will force the minigame to end. But he can use this attack, which is incredibly awful, or he can use the charging attack. He might do it again because he staggered him. Yeah.
Again,
It's
he has
really
no
easy to get
cure
hit out of
in
that.
this minigame, so 2 hits and he's dead, and he has to do it again.
Yeah, and if he gets hit by that once, it's very easy to hit by again. It was actually really fast.
Spike can explain how well he does at trying to hit that boss.
It is terrible. Like, you can't tell from watching that. Go try to hit that guy
Did you get a
with
pulse?
how the camera is
know.
moving
In the chest.
around and trying to aim at him. It's really, really bad.
Yeah, so now using a lot more Super Glide too because we've actually equipped it.
Pause of shame.
Nice. Nice. I gotta give
The
him
only
crap because
cutscenes you can't skip.
I didn't pause on that like in any practice run recently when we were racing, and I had to give him so much crap because he always did it.
Congrats, you haven't been running 2 other characters.
Thank you for calling him out on that. Magnets and Thunders. Let's call him out on that.
Yeah. So Magnets and Thunders, like Spike said, but it's also important to kind of like to note this corridor is fairly long, and he can't really get everything in one magnet from the center. Not always, anyways. So he has to move back and forth between that.
Wingblade is the best command style.
What
just
an
because of how it
amazing
looks.
looking.
It's so cool. He's never going to use it again. He's also never going to use the finisher unless he just wants to prove me wrong now.
Use it. Final enemy.
He'll do it in the final wave, probably.
It's also important to note these big bulky enemies. It's really important to get them in the Magnets and Thunders. If you hit them 3 times from the front,
There's the finisher.
yes, $5 for you later. It's
Hey,
important.
pause the shape, that one.
If you hit them 3 times from the front, they'll start rolling around until they explode, and you cannot get them out of it. Which not only like that could kill you, it also you lose the CP, which is the experience for all of your commands you're leveling up. So you really make sure that's not
Oh,
a problem.
cool. That's new because I haven't seen it really do that very much. Where again, using the fact that going into a command style or I keep saying that D-Link will drop you straight to the ground as quickly as possible, and then he has 2 sliding dashes available. Although you only need 1 right there.
Simplifies the movement there a little bit, just going straight up effectively.
Oh, okay. So that now ordinarily his sliding dash would be on cooldown, but because he used that D-Link, he was able to use it there. That's really cool. And now he's heading into the boss of Deep Space,
First
which is
boss in 15 minutes.
the boss we just saw out in space, but now we're going to actually kill it. And the main thing about this boss is that it's still really, really dangerous. However, the game put this convenient pillar in the middle of this arena, so he's going to keep using Ignite, which is a damage over time command, as you can see in the top right, and just kind of hide behind the pillar a lot.
Stitch is actually hitting him, which is uncommon.
Yeah, a
for this
lot,
fight.
I know.
Yeah.
He's doing work back there.
You want Stitch to do some damage just to speed the fight up, but it's just, we don't normally expect it to happen.
Right. Ignite, to note, does not stack. If you use another Ignite, it will just reset the timer of like however many, I don't know how many seconds.
This is
it is.
one of the dangerous moves
Yeah.
that can
Everyone
one-shot
is
you.
using.
So
I
that's
just-
what we're talking about. It's a dangerous boss, even
Yeah.
if it might not look like it a lot of the time.
The boss can't attack you unless it sees you, so if you can stay behind the pillar well enough, it doesn't do anything, but it peaked.
That's
I
an
peeked out.
unfortunate time.
Yeah. So one more shot at this and Ignite to start it off.
But yeah, it doesn't.
Of course, now Stitch isn't going to do anything.
Right, I was about to say now he's going to
I
pull
guess
out.
see what he's actually like. Well, he's shooting at him, but it's not hitting.
Yeah. Now he's not even shooting at.
Yeah, he's trying to do his reaction command. He really wants me to go help him.
Oh, that's what that noise
Yeah,
is.
he's jumping up.
I
and
was
down.
wondering what he's doing over there. So yeah, Ignite does not stack, so he has to space these properly to where he's throwing up one as the other one's kind of finishing up.
Yeah. Also, you saw the lock-on kind of disappear a couple times there. Locking on is weird in this game. If you get too far away, it turns off, and also just some other things like target switching can happen. It's very odd, and you got to be careful to keep on top of it.
Ignite can't kill, so he does have to use the shot lock.
Yeah. Good job.
Also, BBS has some great music. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, all the Kingdom Hearts series has some pretty good music. So now we're heading over to Neverland.
Final
which
Disney World.
is really where a lot of the coolest strats start to come out, because we've only been using Mickey Mouse D-Link for movement so far, but we're actually going to get to see its use in combat at the final boss of this area.
The boss
And it
hill
will-
is one of those fights that if it doesn't go well at the beginning, I'll just die and try again.
Yeah. It's one of those times where it's like it's just better to execute the strat right than to try to improv something on the fly.
Yeah.
Plus,
And
it
it
just
looks
really
amazing.
cool.
Yeah, you want to use it. You want to be shown
Before
off.
that, he's going to kill a group of enemies here in order to level up his commands one more time. There it is. He got the Magnaris to level 3, which is what he was looking for. Generally, in order to meld the commands, you need to get them to their maximum level, or at least past level 1 for some of them. And now he's going to do a menu where he's going to go ahead and meld those Magneras and the Thundaras from earlier. And that's going to give him 1 Magnega, which is going to be very useful. And he's putting on, oh, sorry, the Blazaras, not Thundaras from earlier. He's putting on certain crystals, the Wellspring and the Pulsing that we picked up earlier, to get once more and second chance, which Spike can kind of explain how those work.
Yeah, it was originated in Kingdom Hearts 2, and it was basically a way to always give you a second chance by basically a bunch of things putting you at 1 health. If something would do more than your maximum amount of health, or at least your max health, it will put you at 1 health, no matter what. Even if you're at 2 health, you'll be put to 1. Or if something would do like a combo of hits, which is where once more comes into play.
Yeah.
That will put you also, you'll stop at 1 hit, even if you get hit a million more times, until you lose your iframes from that.
And that's going to be really useful later on. For this fight now, he's back in Snow White dealing because she has something called Bashful, which is actually the Warp command. And Warp it kills the enemies instantly, but doesn't give you any experience for them. But we don't need the experience because we're level 1. So it's really nice, but it's also random. So you can have like a 3 Warp fight, or you can have like a 15 Warp fight.
It was below average.
Yeah.
And what's important there is a little subtle thing at the end. He actually reverted at the very end as he threw up the last one. The last enemy was dying, so that he would be out of it and get the D-Link crystals, so he could fill up his D-Link. Because again, we're going to be using Mickey on the next boss fight.
Yep.
Otherwise, he would have had to like throw a balloon letter or something right now.
Before that, we have to move over to the boss fight. We have to go through a set of rocks here. It's kind of cool tech he's going to try to go for, which is sliding dashing through it. He got through it on the second attempt.
Sick clip. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it goes the first try, sometimes it's second, sometimes you have to wait for the slide dash to actually explode it. But now we're into the hook boss fight. This is a really precise one, so I'm going to try to explain it as intricately as I can. Just going to start off with an empty swing right at the beginning here, then dodge roll closer to hook, hit him again, try to wait for him to fall off the edge and hit him to knock him completely off. Use the ignite, prep his second ignite, get into Mickey D-Link, hit him, slide and dash, hit him, slide and dash, hit him, and now he should get hit once, putting him into that Mickey finisher, which, look at that health bar, does an insane amount of damage.
It's not
If
going
we
to
get...
Yeah. Ordinarily, you can get the kill with that, but this is going to be scary now. Those presents will not kill you if you're on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they will not kill you if you're on the ground, but if you're in
on
the
ground
water...
or not moving in the water. If you're moving in the water, they kill you.
It's so weird. They will, but he's going to try it again. He just wanted to show off the full effect of the Mickey D-Link. So all of those attacks and everything he's using are very specific. Yeah, sometimes Hook is a little weird with if you're not attacking quick enough or you're attacking too quickly. He can not do what you want him to do, where he staggers and
I
falls
also have
off-
no
off
idea
the
if
edge.
using a different keyblade affects this fight. I didn't think
Oh.
about that until it loaded in.
That's a good point. Okay, so there we go. We're going to hopefully get it this time. It's a lot of kind of precise menuing, too, in this fight. And the hit he takes there is intentional to fill up that command gauge.
A lot of this is just hoping Captain Hook doesn't push you off the island, because he'll just be more on his
Okay.
level.
We have no idea why it does or doesn't kill sometimes.
Yep. We barely know why it even like does that much damage. It's again, all the games have like these weird quirks with 0 EXP abilities, and that's one of the useful ones here. It's trying to scale your damage up, but because Mickey hits so many times in that finisher.
So count the number of cutscene skips to help you guys out. We're at 2 right now.
Okay.
Also donations.
Yeah, read donations during this.
So we have a $10 donation from Visior. Just woke up. Hope KH 1.5 went well, and good luck to Atzero. Think you guys are doing a great job and giving me tons of odds to check out. Donation goes to Runner's Choice. Just as a reminder, we are doing this to support NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. You can head to NAMI.org in order to understand how they are striving to raise awareness of the difficulties that those who suffer from mental illness face. This is especially good to know since May is actually Mental Health Month. Please join the conversation on Twitter using hashtag Mental Health Month or hashtag StigmaFree. Are we at 16 yet?
Nope.
We're at 12. So
12.
4 more
Okay.
are coming up.
Right now, we're just going to be moving over there. The only thing to note over to the boss of this area, which is actually the beginning of the final bosses of the game. This run's almost over at this point. The only thing to note here is that if he hits any of these tornadoes, they'll actually force a fight with multiple waves. It's really slow, but Super Glide makes it really easy to get past them.
It's the one reason why the NA version is better than JP for this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, for some reason in Japanese, the tornadoes move faster. It's really
Only
weird.
on PS4.
Yeah. It's very odd.
It's
Please
60
fix.
FPS. The 60 FPS change makes the tornadoes move twice as fast, but they fixed it before releasing the NA version.
Please fix Square.
So we're at 12 cutscenes still, by the way. 40.
So as a reminder, we do have some prizes still available for the end of this marathon.
awesome.
Available right now, we have the Final Fantasy 15 soundtrack.
I'm actually going to cut you off right there because we're
Yeah.
on the final 2 bosses right
Yep,
here.
so this is
Good one.
Vanitas 2. He starts off using a shot lock at the full maximum 15 because it gives him just a lot of iframes or invulnerability, as well as pushes him out of that attack. He's now going to get into Peter Pan D-Link, and he's going to guard attacks and use the command counter rush to build up that Peter Pan command gauge on the left side of your screen.
Should one more get him there.
Yep, so now he has Sword Bill, the Peter Pan finisher built up. This is one of the most broken abilities in this game
Because of
because of
level
EXP 0.
It's like
yeah.
Mushu.
1. So now, see ya!
Oh,
No, he's coming
Okay.
up. Yeah! He'll always come back up out of ground. Adam has to be careful about he'll kind of fake you out with that jump back. He wants to make sure it's the jump straight up in the air because he's going to go down and come back up. Don't worry. That goes for like 130 hits, so there will be some hits left
so
over.
now we're on to the final boss, which has 2 parts to it. In the first part, Adam's going to first throw that balloon letter that he has immediately to refill his D-Link gauge. He's then going to use Peter Pan, most likely after getting hit. He's now going to hit him twice and then start provoking with single hits until he teleports, at which point he'll guard and counter rush again. The guard doesn't always, or the counter rush doesn't always stagger. He's now has Sword Bill built up, so he's waiting for a specific move from Vanitas, and he's being a bit of a troll right now. And he can't attack him right now because he'll accidentally use Sword Bill, and Vanitas would get out of it. He might die here. Yeah.
That was
Wasn't
real
using the
trolling.
attack I needed.
Yeah, you need to wait for him to specifically use an attack in which you know you'll be able to deal all of the Sword Bill damage with, because this one is really close in terms of how much damage it takes to kill him.
And get ready on time because, again, this is the final boss fight.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a mini game in the second phase.
Yeah. So now he doesn't have to use the balloon letter because he died, so he gets D-Link gauge refilled. But still back into Peter Pan, getting those single hits for the teleport, counter rush, guard, counter rush. He's going to hit him one more time. Hopefully he'll do it. Okay. And Sword Bill. So,
He's still going, by the way.
Vanitas is at 1 health.
He's still
but-
going.
Yeah. So now we're into a minigame. I'm going to shut up for 1 second. Okay.
Thank you.
There's an attack that he can do right away, and you need to be able to hear it. So this is the minigame end to this fight. And Vanitas is kind of trolling him right now. You need to kind of wait for him to start attacking.
Yeah.
And you want to just constantly use shot locks to build up your command gauge.
Yeah, you're effectively in a Vanitas D-Link right now as you're filling that up.
Yeah.
There is one attack he could use, that where he dashes at you. It's kind of rare. Hopefully he doesn't see it at any point, because that's the only thing shot lock can't help you out against.
Okay,
Nice.
so now this is the last shot lock he'll need to build up that command gauge. And that'll build him up to the finisher. When the finisher lands, it will be timed, so get ready.
It rarely
It
can
can
miss.
whiff, but time.
Hey! I look over at Adam. He's like, eh.
He's like, I don't like Ben.
Didn't die on Maleficent.
Yeah, I know. That's what
Didn't die in Maleficent. Yeah.
you did that in Maleficent or Trinity Armor, but Hook was a jerk.
Again, some of you might be thinking, why not just use Peter Pan everywhere?
So-
We just got him at the end of Neverland.
So Adam is showing this final screen for 2 reasons. One, because the in-game time is actually pretty close. It's pretty cool. And the other is that I said I would donate $1 for every enemy he defeated. So that's 403
$3.
enemies. $403.
To know if Aqua won, it'd be about 200. If Terra won, it'd be around 650.
Yeah. So we were hyper Terra for a little bit for that, and then Biz died 6 times, which added $600 to it. it. So,
Whoops.
so yeah, that's the run. He's now going to be jumping right into the incentive, the no heart fight, right? He has to switch profiles for.
Which is best set up with, I'm assuming you're going to be using Aqua here?
Yes.
Yeah, best set up with Aqua here. We're also going to be seeing a mechanic that we never saw in the Ventus, or we also would not have seen in the Terra playthroughs, called Ice Cream. So you're noticing all these command styles that he was going into.
Fever Pitch, Thunderbolt, Diamond Dust. all
Yeah,
that
even
kind
the
of
D-Link stuff as you're building it up. I mean, those are command styles, but you understand the point. If you just have this stuff, which we're going to have, it's a specific style called Daisy Sorbet. He can throw them. If you throw one, instantly will fill up your gauge and will put you into a command style, one called Rhythm Mixer, and he throws one more and he'll instantly fill up that gauge and have the finisher at his disposal.
So, Spike, I enjoy how you remember Fabricadabra and Daisy Sorbet, but not Enchanted Step.
He likes ice cream,
looks
man.
like a wishing circle, right? You have a circle of wishingness.
I think it's just
Anyways.
because he wants some ice cream.
On a serious note,
Does anyone get some ice cream?
does everyone want to get some ice cream after
Wait,
this?
Spike, what did you call Descend Heartless Angel at first?
Shut up!
What? Wait, what? I didn't hear that. What was it?
Say it, Spike.
Sin Harvest Moon, which makes no sense from many standpoints.
All right. Well.
All right.
I got
Also, if you
complaints
like
about my
the
armor,
silver
so-
staff, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can change your armor color. I didn't know that until he did it right now. I just thought her armor was always black.
Yeah.
I was told during practice that white looks better, so
Okay.
I changed it.
Glad you listened to them. All right, cool.
Okay.
So, yeah. You want to explain what the Mirage Arena is? Well, you can just let us.
It's the Olympus Coliseum of this game.
Yeah, you can fight a bunch of
That's
things.
about it.
All right, so there's going to be two phases to this fight. In the first phase, he's just going to be chilling on his throne, and he's going to send out this the shield of his that you have to deplete the health of. His main way of dealing damage here is the Seeker Mine. All these mines on the ground that will gradually deal damage. Unfortunately, the shield is instantly a jerk, and being a little higher up in the ground, as you see, it's coming down, taking a lot of damage from those. You're not doing a lot of physical damage because this is, once again, still on level 1
Yep.
to keep this challenge kind of specific. All right, so he threw his ice cream. He got into the Rhythm Mixer command style. And now as he builds it up, now he has the Rhythm Mixer finisher.
Yeah,
Now,
so he has to mash out either triangle, X, or square, depending on which one is actually currently lit up and larger. And that will just do a lot of damage, as you saw.
should, almost dead.
He does have Renewal Block, which we forgot to mention, but will actually heal him when he blocks. So even if he gets taken down to 1 health, he'll actually get back full health by guarding.
So we defeated the wall.
The wall.
Yeah.
And if he dies to this phase, he's got to do the first phase again.
Yeah.
So the main idea with him here is that this guy's going to be dashing around everywhere. When he stands up, he's got a pretty quick 40 time. So we want to actually draw him into a corner so that he's going to get caught in Rhythm Mixer more and more.
And again, now he's at 1 health. Ooh, he actually, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the attack.
We just, Biz and I just learned about that attack last night when he died to him.
Yeah.
I was wondering, I never saw that in all your practice
Me
runs.
Yeah.
neither.
So did you pay attention to see how we can have it happen now?
Nope. He's too fast.
Crack that code later.
I guess I want to mention one little thing about Seeker Mine is you have super armor at the opening of it, and it cancels second chance and once more if you're hit during it. So he has to be a little careful with throwing down Seeker Mines.
Yeah, the other thing is, like, if he's ever falling out of a command style, because, again, those gauges build up, and if they don't complete all the way, then you can fall out of them. Or if he's ever going into a command style with Ice Cream, you're actually, it also gets rid of your second chance and once more, kind of. So you can actually die because you went into or just came out of a command style. So he has to be mindful of pretty much every piece of the UI right now, except for effectively his focus gauge, in order to make sure that he doesn't take a death again.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
We got him this time.
He's not coming to the ground at all.
Yeah, this is the worst thing he can do. Seeker Mines just won't go up that high.
Oh.
So that little grab will hold you there until those attacks come out if you don't mash your way out of it.
I think he moved to the other
Yeah,
side.
he did.
It's not a great shield fight, unfortunately, just getting bad luck here. Ideally, you'd like to hold on to that rhythm mixer going into the second
Dude, the
phase.
shield.
Yeah.
And then he pushed you away. Oh, man.
So to note, the Daisy Sorbet, this ice cream he's got, it's taking up 4 of his 8 slots. So he's only, and you can only put 3 in each of them. So he's only got 12 ice cream, meaning basically 6 usages of rhythm mixer, the finisher. So he wants to save as many of those as he can for the second phase of the fight.
Okay.
He wasn't coming back to the ground at all.
No.
Yeah. So again, we're going to try to get him back behind this pillar and into this little cubby hole to make sure he's going to be dashing in this little area a lot.
I just really enjoyed Biz and I learned about that attack last night.
Yeah.
They just patched it in. This wasn't quite tough enough a fight.
Oh, geez. So lots of dashing around there. And again, the immediate focus is getting into Rhythm Mixer and building up to the finisher. But he also needs to make sure that he doesn't die, so he's got to heal. He has a few Kiragas, but he also has that ability to block if he needs to.
He's spinning around in a
Come
circle.
back here, dude.
Now he's got him in that area, so keep watching that health bar and watch how much each one of these hits is doing for Rhythm Mixer. It's pretty crazy. But if he dashes out of it, then he's not going to get hit by it, so it's pretty scary.
He has his shield out, so he's invulnerable for a bit.
Yeah, even Rhythm Mixer with its area damage won't do any damage here.
To note, Adam does have an upgraded cartwheel, like level 4 cartwheel. So as long as he's dashing, he's usually pretty safe with invulnerability frames, but not always.
He flew up in the air, unfortunately. Okay, he came
If I
back down.
cartwheel into a Kyoga, there is a small frame window where
Yeah.
I don't have invincibility.
Is he going to do it? Is he going to show the haste pillar?
I hope so. I'll walk into it.
So what we're talking about is No Heart can spawn these pillars that have status effects, and they can be either haste or slow. So they can either kind of help you or kind of hurt you. And it's just really funny watching him run around really fast if you get a haste pillar. I don't know if he's going to be cooperative, though.
It's always going to move clockwise from wherever it starts, but it is random.
Yep. That was cartwheeling into the wall, I think, into a
It
Kiraga.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Man. What's funny is that I watched him do this fight like 19 times in a row without dying. He was like, yeah, on Aqua it's not too bad. And then he and Biz raced it yesterday, and suddenly it was ridiculously difficult. Nobody could finish it for like 20 minutes.
Boom. 20-minute estimate.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Sonic called it right.
Speaking of which, the game has a 25-minute estimate.
Yeah.
So.
The game considers it a challenge to beat in 25 minutes. Which at this point it's looking like it will be.
Each set has only been around 3-4 minutes.
Also, a reminder while he's fighting this again, get Sora into World of Final Fantasy. I want to see that.
Yeah,
I
extend
want
that
Kingdom Hearts block.
block.
Yeah, to keep going.
Yeah, we already got up to 85,000. We were like below 70 this morning, I think. So that's pretty
we were at
crazy.
60-something.
Awesome generosity today, folks. Please keep it up throughout the final day.
Yeah, let's get to that big 100K mark today.
Moved away.
Oh, he came back.
No, he's on the far right.
Oh,
it's
so
just-
yeah, it's just the
Oh,
one.
the Express is just closer to him.
Yeah, he can push you away from the wall as you're using Secret Mines, so they don't hit him. It's really
He's
awful.
almost dead. Sorry, hit.
The health does transfer over from one phase to the second, so we'd like to make sure he doesn't enter at 1 health at least. Again, due to second chance and once more, there's effectively no difference between 2 health and full health.
I guess this time we can explain why I'm fighting Xemnas from KH2.
Why?
Don't you know you'll
I haven't watched the cutscenes of this game, man.
Biz, you got this, right? Since I guess these two don't watch cutscenes.
No harm.
I've never fought this guy.
No,
so-
all right. So he's fighting Xemnas because there was a guy called Master Xehanort who is the evil guy in this game, voiced by the late Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson, yeah, right.
Wow.
I meant, sorry.
It's late, everyone.
It's really, I'm really out of it.
The late Liam Neeson.
Dude,
Dude's alive and kicking. Have you seen his last movie? He's doing great.
I give up.
Leonard Nimoy.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry that I have been very sick today.
You got to kill him this time. We can't let him
That's
talk
yeah,
anymore.
almost as bad as Pocket Place.
Anyways, Master Xehanort's evil, and he needs, his body's old and stuff, so he needs a new body. So he takes Terra's body, and then some other weird crap happens, and he has he like becomes the apprentice of Ansem or something, right? I think.
Keep going. You got this.
Yeah, so if you've ever seen Star Wars.
He becomes the apprentice of Ansem the Wise, and then that
He has,
guy
like, amnesia
that
or
guy wants the
something.
darkness to be all up in him, and
Which I get.
so he becomes a heartless and a nobody. And
Oh, so he's the
one of
one
them's
now.
Xemnas. Did I do it?
Not even close.
All right, yay!
It's Xehanort's Keyblade almost like the All Mine Wing right now.
Thanks
Xemnas
for
and
making
Xehanort.
it look easy. You could have just said that.
No, you had that.
Why did you think I'd do that?
Off chance. See it in chat or something. Oh, the pillar.
Oh, the pillar. Okay, cool. So we get to
Okay,
see.
let him use that attack.
Yeah, we get to see if this is going to be a slow or a haste pillar. These works
slow.
like it's slow, of course. So now he's just
So
cartwheeling
I'm
in
technically
place.
moving right now.
He's still in a bunch of iframes because it's level 4, but. What an epic duel.
It lasts a while.
Yep.
And if you use a shot lock, like within that pillar or out, like with a pillar
Oh,
in between
baby.
you and him,
Get him.
it's crazy.
Get him. Get him.
Dead. All right. Good
I'm glad
job.
we got to see the pillar.
Yeah,
It was worth it.
it was worth dying
that
twice
pillar was awesome.
to see that slow pillar. All right, and I think we have one more thing.
Yo, you
right?
beat the 25-minute total time estimate. GG, dude.
Are we?
What?
Do you want to ask?
What?
Are we doing that?
What the? I meant the.
Yeah.
yeah,
no,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, we got.
I got confused.
One last thing to show you.
This will take a couple
And
minutes.
It'll take not very long time at all.
It's a perfect way to end this run.
Yep. He's
So
gonna
my-
load up.
My level 6 file.
Yeah. He's gonna load up a Terra file that's level 6 because he forgot to put on EXP0 one time. This guy.
I remembered eventually. It's just level 6.
Do you realize how many things you have to kill to get to level 6?
I was around Radiant Garden, yeah.
So he's loading this up for a reason. He's going basically to the end of the game again. Now, this normally would mean we're going to go fight Terra's final bosses, right? And
Yo, all
if-
3 of them got to be in the render now.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Okay.
If Terra had won, then that's what we would do right now. We'd be
Terra
you know,
gets the best
We'd be
moment,
beating
though.
his
We'd be
final
about
bosses.
right there, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to show off a weird, funny little thing that could happen.
You
Little
call it
weird
funny, I call
horror
it
problem.
annoying.
Okay, fine. This awful, terrible thing that can happen to you when you're doing a 100% run, which is a 30-hour thing. And
All right, come on, Leonard Nimoy.
so he's going to die.
Nice.
You
He's
mean
going to
Liam
die.
Yeah, sorry, Liam Neeson, my bad. Take me
I'm so sorry. He's going to die here and hit retry.
Hey!
And that's how easy it is to crash
Crash
the
this video
PS4 Pro on
Yeah.
BBS.
And that's why I'm glad Terra didn't win.
Oh, we forgot to hook it up to the
Yeah.
internet so we could submit the report live.
Square, please. Where are you?
Yeah. So thanks, everyone. This is Kingdom Hearts
Yep.
block. And
Thanks for having us.
Woo!
Good job, guys. We're going to take a quick 90-second commercial break while we get the next game set up.
Up in a few minutes, we'll have World of Final Fantasy by Seraph. We'll just be setting up for that. Just a reminder, this is RPG Limit Break 2017. I am Takazu, and I'll be the host for you guys over the next several hours. Just a reminder, RPG Limit Break is, here in Salt Lake City. It's a little early in the morning here for us. We are raising money on behalf of NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. This is a important time to be doing this, as May is Mental Health Month. You are welcome to join the conversation on Twitter using the hashtag Mental Health Month or Stigma Free. Again, in a few minutes, we'll be getting started with World of Final Fantasy. So, as a reminder, there are a few incentives for World of Final Fantasy. We have some naming incentives. You can name the Choco Chick, which should show up pretty early on in the run, I believe. There is also the Copper Gnome, Fenrir, Floating Eye, Searcher, and Valifor. There is also the bid wars for choosing the two champions, which I believe is pretty late in the game where that is selected. So let's take a look at what is winning. For the champion one, a bid war, it looks like Tidus is pretty far in the lead with $547. Then Sephiroth at $61 and Terra at $34. So if you want to dethrone Tidus or Titus, however you'd like to say his name, feel free to donate to that. For champion two, looks like Lightning is in the lead with $210. And Balthier, $94, Sora at $41, and a few others. It looks like chat is giving me all sorts of suggestions on how to pronounce Titus or Titus. There's quite a few ways you guys want me to pronounce his name. Essentia suggests that there should be a bid war of how we'll decide to pronounce his name. Let us know what you think, chat. So, in terms of what runs are going to come next, so after World of Final Fantasy, we'll have Shining Force. There are a few incentives for that. Looks like most of those got met. We do have the post-run push-ups that need a little bit more to be met. There's some naming incentives for that as well. And of course, after Shining Force, there is Final Fantasy IX as our closer. Plenty of naming incentives for that. A lot of time left to change the leads currently for that. And it looks like the Vivi Gwynna wedding incentive is almost met. I'm sure you guys will want to see that.